Hi, I wanted to give you an update on how our embryo transfer went, and it was a very exciting day. I could not stop smiling the whole day. That morning I got up early and had breakfast with my husband, and we just had some eggs and some fruit and just spent some time together before he had to go to work. And then for lunch, I took myself to, you guys might think I'm weird, but I love Soup Plantation. I mean, I could go there every single day and be just the most content person there is in the world. I don't know what it is. It's always clean at the one that I go to. It's a brand new building, so it's always clean. Everything's always fresh, and it's well, for the most part, it's healthy, and I like to eat healthy food. But yeah, I eat so healthy. I barely eat fried foods, but I love fried food. I can't eat it. But anyway, so I took myself to Soup Plantation. I was the only one there at first, and then there were two groups of elderly people that came in, and so we had the whole place to ourselves. And it was such a good time. I was on top of the clouds, really. But it's funny because nobody in my family likes it except my sister. I don't know if my other sister does, but I know one of my sisters likes Soup Plantation also. But everyone else in my family, my husband, my parents, nobody else will go there with me, so I had to go by myself. But I was so happy, and it was so good. Ooh, it was good. And so after that, my husband, he took off work early and picked me up. We drove down to our fertility center, and when we walked in, my consent form already sitting there on a clipboard waiting for me, so they were ready for me. And I was like, oh, that's so thoughtful. Like, they do little things that make you feel so special that, you know, I feel good going there, and I'm glad that God led me there. So, anyways, I signed my consent form, and then they took us back. I had to get dressed into my gown and my little shower cap and booties. So I'll show you a couple of clips on before the procedure. So I'm sure you'll enjoy that.
It's embryo transfer day. So it's like, it begins now. Well, another step in a long process. We're super excited for the day. Super excited. Even the whole football team is excited too. It just happens to be game day. We're a little tardy. Well, game day times 2. Hope we can get 2 victories today. Yeah, a couple of healthy babies growing in a winter night.
Yep.
Awesome.
So we're about to get it done today. Today is the day. And today my parents are celebrating their 49th wedding anniversary. So it's even more exciting.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. They did all my vitals. I took my Valium, and then they took us to the room where on the way to the room, we passed by the IVF lab. And I was like, oh, look at all the little babies growing. I felt like I was at the hospital, just looking at, the children that were just being born. I was like, oh, look at the little baby. Even though they're like locked in safes. I don't know. It's just awesome. It's a miracle, that God has blessed these scientists and these people to be able to, help individuals like us, regardless of what your situation is, your health condition, that God has blessed these people to allow us to become parents. That is just, in itself, that is just awesome and amazing. So, we went into our exam room, and there's like an incubator. Well, I call it an incubator. I'm sure that's not what it's called. But it looked like an incubator because it had the two little things where you can put your hands in like this, but it had a microscope on top. So while we were waiting, the embryologist walked in, and she's like so joyful. I mean, she's like filled with joy. She has such a good spirit. And she walked in, she's like, oh, I'm so excited. She's like, showing us our two embryos. She's like, wow, they are textbook quality grade. I forget. But anyway, the details are not important to me. She said they look healthy, and that's fine with me. She said they look textbook and they're growing like they should. And so she showed us a picture, and I was like, oh, that's our baby. I don't know. I was just overwhelmed with emotion, like just looking at this creation of life. God ultimately decides whether these two embryos are going to be babies and going to be people, right? So I was just so thankful. I said, Lord, please, if it's your will, allow these embryos to be babies, nice, healthy babies. So I was just so thankful, and she went over the embryos with us, and I was just, the whole moment was just, I can't even explain it. It's just, I don't even have words to describe it. But after that, she left out and she put on some like music. I don't know. I call it like not tribal music, but it was, I guess, kind of like Zen, but it had more of a Native American touch to it, because it had like I don't know what that instrument is called, maybe a windpipe or something, I don't know. But it had that touch to it, and the birds were chirping. I was like, oh, feeling so relaxed. My husband fell asleep in the chair while we were waiting. And then the doctor came in. She gave me a big hug. She was all excited. Everybody was excited. And the embryologist said, yeah, you have to get pregnant, because if not, the staff, they're going to slash my tires. I was like, oh no. So it felt so good that everybody is rooting for us. This journey can be whatever you want it to be, right? It could be a positive journey, it could be negative. It's all in how you think about it. So every time I walked into that clinic, I had a smile on my face, I had joy in my heart, and I was nice to everyone. And so as a result, everyone is rooting for us, and every time I call in, it's like everybody's so helpful and loving, and I don't know. But anyways, where was I? Oh, and so the embryologist, she walks in the room with our babies, and she's holding the petri dish like this, like to keep it, protected. she walked in like this and then put it into the incubator. And then there's a screen on top of the incubator where you could watch her prepare the embryos to be put into the, I don't know, catheter. I don't know actually. She put it into something, and then the doctor got me all prepared, and the embryologist walks over. I don't really know what's going on actually. I'm just laying there smiling. And so the nurse points out on the screen like, oh, you see something right there? I don't know what I'm looking at. I just see black and white. So I'm like, oh yeah, I saw like a little speck of something. I don't even know if I was looking at the right thing. But I just visualized that I was seeing the embryos going down into my uterus. So I just imagined what it would look like. But anyway, everything went well. And after that, after she said, okay, I'm all done, I'm like, oh, I'm craving pickles. And everybody in the room was laughing and cracking up. So yeah, it was a good experience. And then I just laid there she wanted me to lay there for like 5 minutes, and then we went home after that. And so I missed the football game. So I pretty much slept that night of the embryo, or that day after the embryo transfer, and just relaxed. So yeah, it's all good. And I just had to be on bed rest for one day and then just take it easy, for the next couple of days. So that's about it. And just excited. And and I wish you all the best. God bless every one of you. Stay encouraged. Be encouraged. Encourage yourself in the Lord. And remember, with Him, nothing is impossible. So with that, God bless. Hi, I'm all ready to go. Going to